Right, another day. It's way too warm. I'm aware the video quality is poor because the lighting in this room is atrocious. But I have a plan for the midsection that I'm going to be adding. It's going to be built using the parts that would have been this back part that would have gone there. Instead, I'm going to turn it into a pair of taller towers. Here and here, and then the second half of the keep will in fact lock onto the back there. So that's what we're going to be doing. This midsection should be fairly simple and boring. It's just going to be a matter of working around the existing structure, which may lead to some odd architectural choices. All right, here we go. And that is where I'm stopping for probably this video. I gotta get cleaned up and ready for an event this weekend. But here is my doubled castle, and it came out really quite magnificent. Definitely came out how I had hoped. We've got the 2 added wall sections, which was just, I took this, cut it down the middle, built the other half, mirrored it so that it went backwards. Something I want to make clear, if I haven't already made this clear, I'll make it clear again. This is not an alternate build just using 2 of the castle. You might be able to build something very similar to this. I don't think you would be able to build it exactly like this. I did pull a lot of parts from my collection. Now, I don't know how many of those I actually needed. I did end up with a fair amount of spare parts, but there's a lot of stuff in here that I'm not sure you actually... there's stuff in here I know didn't come in the set. But like I said, you might be able to come up with something similar. It just wouldn't be exactly the same. But... we have this is mirrored, so those 2 went together, and then on the back side, we have the other 2 halves that have the tree and the hidden caves that has also been mirrored and put together, and it does have the drawbridge and the portcullis. I was really tempted to wall this up and just have this be closed in the back, but I couldn't see a really easy way to do it without tearing it all apart and putting it all back together again, and I didn't feel like doing that just yet. So I decided to go ahead and leave it. So right now, you can go all the way through. So there's drawbridge, portcullis, and floor all the way through. So this is kind of like a river crossing. Like this was built on an island in the middle of a river, and the river flows around it kind of situation, which would be cool. It would make it a very strategic and important location. But I don't have anything on this side that it actually connects to. I didn't build the other side of the ramp. I was considering building like a mountain tunnel that it goes into or something like that. I don't know. Haven't decided. But something will probably eventually go there, or it'll just be on display. But the part where I had to get really creative and that had the most additional stuff, and probably where, like I said, where you wouldn't have the parts in this castle and in just 2 castles to build this, is this middle section here. This Slice O Castle. Now it's largely built using the parts of what would have been the back half of the gatehouse, the part that swung open, because I had 2 of those and didn't have anywhere to put them, so I ended up using the towers here at the very least. So this is what would have been the bathroom previously, though that isn't how it ended up being used here. I suppose I could add that back on if I really wanted to, but I probably won't, just because it didn't work out. But it's mostly just layers of additional floor and wall. There are some standing room only little cells down here that would be very unpleasant. And then little neat nooks here where I could have a statue or a suit of armor or something that would look really cool. Weapon racks maybe. I don't know. I do want to build a barracks in here somewhere, an armory and a barracks. There were a lot of little armor stands in the previous one, but not a truly proper armory. So I'd kind of like to add something like that. This section exists partly because I had a lot of extra parts and I wanted to make it a little bit bigger, but also because if I tried to just connect these 2 directly together, which you can do, they do connect up, and then you have your doubled keep, which looks okay. I dig it. But then the wings don't fit on the ground. The bases on the ground end up getting in the way. So I had to extend it by at least 8 bricks. I ended up going 9 because these towers were an odd number wide, and that just made everything work better symmetrically. So that fits in there, and that gives us our doubled gatehouse with double layer defensive turrets. If I wanted to make the toilets functional again, I would need to raise this up a little bit, probably. Maybe 1 more brick, which would not be that bad, actually. I might consider that. Just because that was a neat feature to actually have what looked like functioning toilets. But then these lock back on either side. And it all works. We do still have our secret passageways, but now they're on either side here because, again, everything's mirrored. You can pull this these sections out, and this will still swing open on either side if we wanted to. Something like that. Make it look even more round. Now if we swing it out, it starts looking real big. Swing this back around. You really start getting the feel of a walled city at this point, because now it's really quite massive, and it's really, really cool. I like it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I don't know if it's, I think it might now be, with these, might be too tall to actually put on the top of the bookshelf I was originally planning to put it on. I think it's also now too large. I'll think of something. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. What do you think of my doubled castle? And I know, like I said, the lighting is atrocious here. I will get some good pictures, and they will get posted online, and people will ask me for the instructions, which do not exist. Thanks for watching.